back to the trading desk. We had a great interview there with Steve. Again, I've known Steve for a number of years. It's fascinating that, again, another former U.S. ski team member. We've got, I think, 3 Olympians right now that are living and training in Bend. We've got, I know Ben Huseby, who we've had on the show, is, I think he's going to go as an Olympic coach for the Australian team now. So, I saw in the paper a Jamaican coach for a Jamaican downhill skier. So we've got a lot of local people that are involved in this upcoming Winter Olympics. It's going to be pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you know, this town, it never ceases to amaze me the number of people that are from industries that are, you know, top ranked, very, you know, well recognized people. They're living here in Bend.
Yeah, right.
You know, a lot of times I think that gets overlooked by some of the other things happening here economically.
Right.
There's a lot of other things that are happening here very positively from an economic standpoint, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well, before we get into our picks for the week, let's also, we've got the Super Bowl coming up. As you said, Super Bowl festivities start right now.
Starts today.
You know, all the pomp and circumstance.
Right.
We were watching a little bit, my boys and I were watching the Pro Bowl last night, which was odd having that before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was really, and it was stateside this year.
Yeah, where was it? It was night. I was like, this can't be Hawaii.
I think it might have been in Florida as well.
Okay. So they're playing in Miami, so everybody's down there. That makes sense.
Much better.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, who's going to watch after the Super Bowl? Nobody really.
Yeah, I know. I never understood that. It's like the letdown game.
But so who do you like? Who do you like in the Super Bowl? This will be aired after, so we'll see how accurate we are. But who do you like in the game?
I've liked the Saints all season. I'm not a Saints fan, but I just kind of a Cinderella story. Out of nowhere, undefeated, and I think they only lost 1 game. So I'm going to go with them, but I do believe that maybe the Colts have an edge because Peyton Manning's been there before.
Right.
But I'm going to go with the Saints.
Well, I think you like the Saints just because of Reggie Bush and Kim Kardashian, weren't they a couple? So I think that's probably why, because you're a big Kardashian fan.
Well, I like to watch E! You know, I need to stay up on my gossip. So yeah, I didn't even consider that.
So I think you're going for the Saints because of Reggie Bush.
I think so.
Personally, I'm going to go with them just because, yeah, why not? I like Drew Brees. I'll go with the Purdue Big Ten guy versus Peyton Manning.
I just hope it's a good game.
Either way, New Orleans wins because Peyton grew up in New Orleans, so that's a good thing. And,
exactly.
And so New Orleans can't lose with this game. They got a Manning winning or they got the Saints winning.
Exactly.
So who do you like? What is your pick for this week's Fantasy Finance? What are you going to focus on?
I'm actually going to go back and focus a little bit on the S&Ps. As I said, I think if we can pull up maybe the second chart that we have queued up there. We were talking earlier about the S&Ps, you know, probably in a bearish mode to some degree.
Yeah.
But I think over the next few days we're going to have a decent bounce in the S&Ps, meaning that they're going to rally.
Right.
So what I want to do is I think ultimately the prices are going to go back down again. I want to buy the SDS, which, as we mentioned earlier, goes up in value as the S&Ps go down in value.
So it's a reverse ETF, and it's 2 times levered.
Two times levered. So I think from a trading perspective, and maybe even a longer term perspective, I'd like to be a buyer down here in the
33 to 33 and a half.
Nope, 35. I'm sorry, down in the 35 to 34 area.
Okay.
I'd like to be a buyer there because I really do believe the S&Ps have further to go to the downside later on.
And again, this is a trade, so we're looking at the larger context, which looks like we're going down, but you're waiting for the S&Ps to rally before you buy this. So
I can't be a buyer up here. That's just way too much risk. And you know, it's funny you say that. You said this is a trade, and I agree. This is probably a trade. However, if the analysis is correct, it could turn out to be a much longer-term trade.
Well, and then you're going to put a stop in somewhere below here, so you know exactly where your bottom is.
Probably going to put it down around the year's lows.
Makes total sense. Again, you're only unless a new high is made in this market, you're staying in the trade.
Absolutely.
That's your stop. That's your risk. So we go over 1150, Dave, you're out of the trade. That's it. I mean, it's very clear, and we're trading at 1185 right now here.
And there's
excuse me, 1085.
And there's nothing to question about it, like you said.
So you're risking 6-7% on a trade. Let's say again you enter somewhere down in there. So very very smart, very efficient. Mine is kind of the same thing. I'm saying hey, retail, much like I said, regional banks are probably put in a top for now, unless they put in a new top. So this is the retail holders, RTH, and you can sell short these. I don't think there is a reverse ETF. If so, I'm not familiar with it. So there could be. There's so many of these. There's definitely an ETF bubble out there, so it's hard to keep up with all these. But RTH is widely traded, very liquid. And again, you can sell short this now probably around the 92 area with a stop somewhere again above 96, 97. So you're talking about a 4.5%, 5% risk on a short sale, betting that retail is not going to do so well here in 2010 after such a huge comeback, again, from $70 up to $96.
And you know what? Purely from a perception standpoint and psychology, if the S&Ps start to sell off in mass, retail is going to get kicked simply because the U.S. consumer is already on its
well,
knees.
the jobs still aren't there. I mean, they're not coming back. They're not going out. They're purchasing necessities, but they're not buying in mass.
So we agree. We're just taking two different vehicles to express the same view.
Right.
Kind of bearish on the stock market. Well, that's all we have for this week's show. We appreciate you tuning in as usual. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another new episode. Thanks for watching The Trading Desk.